Welcome to a brand new podcast. As always, this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Greatness. For any business or sponsorship inquiries, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. If you want to put your brand on our podcast, promotions, of course, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And also, that's the same email if you want to make a small will offering, or small free will offering, I should say. Same email, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. There we have a whole wide range of products, posters, books, house products, jewelry, just to name a few. So check out our baby shopping mall. That's www.evolutionoflondon.com. Also, you can check out our other website, which is www.evolutionoflondon.org. We have custom clothes, accessories, digital products such as ebooks, that's personal as well as business, posters, and much more artwork. So check out www.evolutionoflondon.org. Coming soon, you can check out Royalty 9 International. Royalty 9 International, it will have luxury candles. They also on Instagram as well, Royalty 9 International. So they launching that at the end of March, but you can check out their Instagram site, Royalty 9 International. They already started issuing that. All their luxury candles will be $19.99, natural soy candles. So check that out and support that brand. Music by Cheap Limousine channel. He's on YouTube, and once you go to his channel, a whole wide range of beats as you listen to right now. And from there he have other social media platforms. So check out Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube and continue on that train on YouTube. Check us out. That's Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. Whole wide range of products, whole wide range of videos for health and wellness. And continuing that, of course, I cannot forget Greatness 19 channel on YouTube, of course. Whole wide range of educational videos to open up your third eye. Getting close to over 300 videos. So definitely like, subscribe, and share on all three major platforms on YouTube. We have different links to different other products. That's www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. There is a whole wide range of different links and services that you can click on. So Linktree, that's linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. And we do have a Patreon channel. That's www.patreon.com/evolutionoflondon. There we have videos that is not on YouTube. We do have artwork and also consultant services. So subscribe and support that channel. That's www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. Support Mr. Will. He's our fitness consultant and can be your fitness consultant. He's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. If you want to book a free or book a consultation, I should say, email him at williesfitness99@gmail.com. Once again, that's Willies, WILLYZ, fitness99@gmail.com. And also support his merchandise. That's www.wjaccessories.com. He have custom clothing, accessories, and he's getting into the digital world as well. So definitely support his brand. And again, the Oracle 19 podcast is on all major platforms. We're on Anchor.fm, Google, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, just to name a few. So definitely like, subscribe, and share to all three of our main platforms. The Oracle 19 podcast, Greatness 19 channel on YouTube, as well as Mr. Evolution of London. We do have finally a GoFundMe page that we have in all the major description boxes of all three major platforms. So you can definitely check that out first if you can't find it on other major platforms. If you have an issue, just go straight to the Oracle 19 podcast, Spotify, and you will see the link to our GoFundMe page. Any other information you can find it on all three major platforms. So show love. Well, today, again, I'm like always, I give you my perspective. Could be a little controversial. You already know. For all you continuing listeners, and for you newbies, brace yourself. Today, we're going to talk about war season. Yes, war season. And as you know, at least you should know, there's a war going on. Russia and the Ukraine. And as always, I give you my perspective. Now, a lot of people feel there's propaganda on both ends. Propaganda on the Russian side and propaganda of the West, which includes the United States and the NATO countries. Both ends of the spectrum is going to cite their reasons. And again, in war, both parties is looking to have the advantage. Now, why I just breezed by Ukraine and just talked about the US of A. Now, my opinion, okay? Now, Ukraine was a part of Russia at one point. And the reason why, again, I'm giving you my perspective. They fight in Ukraine because they want that landmass. They don't want the United States. See, as long as Ukraine is not ran by Russia through and through, United States could set up shop, set up their bases in Ukraine, which is close, obviously, to Russia. too close for comfort for Russia. Again, I'm giving you my perspective. I could be off. You're going to decide and you finish the story. So with that being said, Russia is not really trying to hear that. So they feel they are entitled to the Ukraine, in which the United States don't believe they are entitled. See, it's war season. In the art of war, sometimes, and a lot of times, you want to be close to your enemy. Because when you're close to your enemy, you're able to get intel. Intel. See, the closer you are to your enemy, the more moves you can make. This is why, this is a little bit off of the topic, but I'm going to bring back to war season. This is why black people in North America, especially in America, are more on top of game, more smarter in terms of knowing about white supremacy than any other group of black people on the face of this earth. Why am I saying that? Because black people in America is in the belly of the beast. So within systematic white supremacy, you know the moves. The moves is happening every day, minute by minute around you. Where black people that is in the islands or Africa, they're not getting that understanding as black people in America, especially so-called black Americans. It's a little bit off topic, but all ties into war season. But let's bring it back. Now, Ukraine is in the middle of it. They don't have the power, the manpower to dominate Russia. United States and all the NATO countries, they know this. This is why they implement sanctions. And what is that? You cutting the money that flows, especially when Russia have banks in the West, England, France, all the NATO countries, including the United States, of course. So what the United States and the NATO countries feel they can do is try to cripple Russia's money in the West. But you don't think Russia knows people? Again, this is the art of war. You thinking, if you in war, you thinking like chess, not checkers. You know when you make a move, you can expect 4 or 5 moves ahead by your opponent. You don't think Russia know that the United States and NATO countries will sanction him? You don't think he understands that? You don't think he know the moves that he will make will be a springboard effect? Of course he knows, because this is war. But the propaganda, you would say, of course the United States and the NATO countries have to say we're going to sanction, it's going to destroy his world, his economy, and blah, 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 blah. You don't think Russia knows that? Now, you're dealing with war. So my perspective, and again, I could be wrong. Soon as, let's say, United States and NATO countries implement troops in the proximity of, or the borders of Ukraine and Russia, or in the area, I should say. It's chess. What do you think the Russian president will do? Up the ante. Nukes on sight. Again, this is my perspective. Nuclear weapons on sight. This is war that's going on. All of us innocent people is in the middle of this. This is what it is. So now what? He's telling his people, get ready. It's on sight. Now what? Your move. The West. Do you want to go? Question you have to ask or find out. Do you think the U.S. and NATO countries really want to go toe for toe with Russia? Or I should say the U.S. because this is just really chess moves anyway. Who's Ukraine don't have they need the backing of the West anyway, right? So this is on sight. Now what? And here's another caveat to all the madness here. Do you think Russia is depending financially on the West for his survival? People in the know knows that China and Russia are very good business partners. This is common knowledge, you can research it. You have BRICS, which you have Russia doing business. BRICS is that formulation of governments, which is Brazil, China, India, South Africa, Russia. Got a little mixed up, I think. What is BRICS? B-R. Oh, yeah, okay. B is for Brazil, R is Russia, I is India, C is China, S is for South Africa. That's the format. That's the 5 countries that formulated or formatted a business partnership, which they trade and do business, and money flows, banks flows within those 5 countries. So they're getting crippled in the West, but business as usual in the East. And China holds the key. And nobody wants to mess with China. Your TV, your lamps, your furniture, your auto parts, pretty much most of your products that you see in your household right now is made by China. Now what? think the West want to play with China? I don't think so. You think the West is going to be barking to China like the West barked to smaller countries? And you think they could get away with that? Russia do business with quite a few other countries. Pakistan, Cuba, South American countries, African countries, even Russia and China have a business partnership, Shanghai Corporation. That's corporation that is formulated of Russia and China. Look that up. Shanghai Corporation. I mean, Russia would be a fool not to know the move that they make if they were solely dependent on the West for their daily bread. They wouldn't do it. You'd be a fool to do such a thing, to start war. But you got to wonder why the president of Russia is not fearful. He's fearless. Now, I'm not in this conversation I'm making, I'm not in the agreement of any country particularly. This is just general. This is my perspective. Because in war season, guess who suffers? It's we, the people. We in the middle of this. Because it affects all of us, everyday people. Price of gas, lack of food, your medication, the bank that you go to. Things will change in war, and you, the people, will not benefit from it. You just better brace yourself and have other methods of survival. Because again, this is war. And in war, everything goes. What would you do if a nuclear bomb hit in your proximity? You know, not saying this will happen. Hopefully this will not happen. Because guess what? Let's say, for example, it hits in one major city. The radiation still affects the air and still travels. So it hurts millions of people in different directions. Food crops and water contaminations. Life is altered. Regardless of you not getting the brunt of it. That's just the life. I find it very ironic as this pandemic things, the statistics of the pandemic globally is dropping and everything so-called is going to go back to normal. But as the statistics lowers, war rises. So my question is this propaganda, world propaganda, or what? Something for you to think about. See, regardless, government plays chess. Humans, regular citizens, play checkers. You're going to remain as sheep because you don't think like a wolf. you think everything is okay. And you believe in what government tells you through and through. And if government told you the truth, could you really handle it? You worrying about the next club I'm going to go to, the latest clothing I'm going to wear, who's on TV, how they dress, or about the weed that you got to take breakfast, lunch, and dinner. While war is all around you and the powers that be is plotting and making moves all around you, you just food for the gods. This is war season, and I'm going to repeat that. And I mentioned it on other shows. This is war. It's war. And I'm going to always say that. We're in war season. Locally, statewide, federal, international. And you in the middle of all of this madness, just dangling like a dummy and not paying attention until it really happens and you out of food or water. And then a lot of you take the approach, well, I'm going to die anyway, so it don't really matter. All right, well, why you don't just... There's rivers, there's lakes, there's rooftops. You know what to do. It'd be better for everyone. I'm not going to tell you anything else beyond that. If you have that negative approach, well, I'm going to go anyway. Like I said, and I'll repeat it again, there's rooftops, there's lakes, there's oceans, there's ropes. There's silver things that you can utilize that will quickly handle your situation. Go party. Why waste time? With a negative attitude like that, you serve no purpose to nobody. Go for it. Do it. It's delicious. It's for you. You can win. Now, I know most of y'all guys going to say, greatness, I don't know what the heck you talking about. You going off the rail. Actually, I'm not. I'm very focused. I'm just speaking on degenerates with a negative mindset. This is for them, not for you. The ones with the degenerate mindset, I got no love lost for them. I say go for it. Why stop? Why stop with that mindset? This building's 30 floors high, 50 floors high, 100 skyscrapers. You have that free will offering to get on top of the building. And dance right down to the ground and see if you could bounce. Pay attention to the times, guys. Because a lot more things are going to be happening with this war season. And there's countries like China, don't you think they're not paying attention? While U.S. and NATO countries be concentrating on Russia, China could make their move and do an all-out safety blitz. I'm using football terminology here. Against Taiwan. Now the USA and NATO countries got to worry about Russia and China. So guess what? We can up the ante. What about North Korea saying, you know what? While everybody's concentrating on China and Russia, I'm going to blitz from the north. And they go against South Korea, which really is China against South Korea. And guess what? While all of that is happening, there's another blitz coming from the south. Israel is still hated in the Middle East. Yes, they still hate it. Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon could just blitz Israel. Pakistan. Now, U.S. and the NATO countries got to say, oh my God, I got to deal with China, Russia, North Korea, and the Middle East. It's an all-out blitz. Safety blitz. Ready to sack the quarterback. Now what? And then you can have all smaller countries. While all of that, they could say, well, we don't have to worry about the U.S. on our backside, so we're going to have whatever beats we have with other countries, I'm going to go for it. Because the U.S. can't pay attention to everybody. War season, guys. Don't think this can not happen. Countries is lining up already. And they just waiting to see this move here with Russia. So, and with these sanctions that is going on, just a little footnote, being that Russia have a certain economy in the West with their banks and pharmaceutical companies, chemical companies, and oil and so forth in the West, by sanctioning all of this will affect the West. And people won't say, well, analysts say, well, it won't be that bad. Well, if you're taking something away from a place where people need that service, the people is suffering. Just saying. Just common knowledge. Now, is it going to be greatly? I mean, not necessarily greatly, but still is people will be affected. This is why the common folks out here need to having a plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plans. And don't rely on government and what they say. Just take it for what it is. So I again, that's what I want to leave y'all guys with. Something to think about. Again, is my perspective. I'm just analyzing both sides at the end of the day. I don't want to see war. Why would someone want to see a fight, war? No, I mean, because at the end of the day, 1,000 people gonna die. The world is affected one way or another. So I don't want to see it, but it is here. And just in conclusion, black people, this is not your war. Keep that in mind. You're a bystander. This is not your war. If you don't think so, what about all the stuff that is with this war that's going on? This is for you black people and you all engulfed in what's going on. Yes, you have a certain concern. Yes, you can show empathy. You know, you don't want to see people saying just dying. You know, war affects everyone. Okay, listen closely. You in America, you getting your behind beat every day, every week, every month. You getting profiled. You in the war in the United States. You in the war in North America in general. You disrespected every day. You physically disrespected. You mentally disrespected. You taken as a savage every day. 24 hours a day, 365 days in a year. Every year. This is your war right now. You going through. Do I see people all around the world gathering, making donations to black people in the hood, helping them that, hey, here's $1 so you can get in a better situation? Is it a world giving, a world donations that is being pumped to the hoods of North America for black people that's going through racial profiling every day, every week, every month, every year? And to take it a step further, do white people in Europe, in the Ukraine, when this wasn't before the war, is making hardcore donations to the black people in North America? Especially, you say, the so-called black Americans? Is anybody hardcore talking about the plight of what black Americans got to go through in the U.S. of A and North America in general, U.S., Canada, but especially in the United States? The answer is no. It's business as usual. Yes, you got a few people that talk about it, but at the end of the day, you still labeled black people in America as a freaking savage. So my concentrations of what I'm going through here in front of me, I'm in war season here. I'm being disrespected here. I gotta go through nonsense locally, statewide, federal, every day. I'm disrespected when I'm walking out the house. I gotta mentally, because it's a mental game, I gotta mentally be in war every day. Now, a lot of people of different races not gonna understand that, even including other black folks in different parts of the world, or black people even in North America that's not in the know. This is a beyond their pay rate of knowledge. They're not gonna understand. Y'all guys might not even understand what I'm talking about. This is beyond your pay rate. You're gonna look at me like I'm a total idiot. But guess what? A few of you individuals, especially black folks and other races, you know what I'm talking about, and you know it's true. Give you a prime example. If I got problems in my household, if I got war going on in my household, how can I concentrate on another house And I'm in war in my own house. This is self-preservation. This is common knowledge. See, so sorry that guys for you. I have to focus on what goes on in my circumference. And see, a lot of people, a lot of races, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about, and they're going to think I'm strictly foolish. And that's okay, because this is not designated for them. It's what I got to go through as a black man every day, minute by minute. And make no mistake about it, black folks, as long as you labeled as a savage, and people don't even have to use those words, but it's same-ish, different smell. They use different wording, but they still think you subhuman. They still think you are just some criminal, negative person that just roaming around. You still disrespected. You still disrespected even on a physical level. You harass every day by local law enforcement. You harass every day by different races. You can't go in the store even now in peace. You can't even go in your building where you live in peace without some white supremacist looking at you funny, saying something slick to you. I get that every day, every week, every month. So I got to worry about my own house in this war season that I'm in. But I'm paying attention to the world. Don't get that twisted. War is everywhere. It could be locally, internationally, but it is war. And mental war is just as great as physical war, because people is trying to mess with your head with the low-key disrespect. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I listen to podcasts and radio stations weekly, and I hear white supremacists and what they say on a regular, locally, statewide, federal, with their slick words. I listen to people very carefully. And you black folks better listen to people carefully. The words that they say. Very slick. And it will be very smooth with a smile. I'm on game. I just know how to play the game. So you tell me if this is not war. And some people will ask me, why? Why? Why, greatness, you will say such a thing? My answer is, why not? Why not? If I'm feeling pain, you need to feel it. But guess what? I'm not that type of person, just sit and grovel and just, that's it. You war with me, and I'm warring with you. And the art of war, there's many different ways to deal with your enemy. So think smart, guys. Thank you for listening.